but it was something that he had, so let's bring that raw meat to the dog. I don't think this will work, but it might, so it's worth trying.
Rest in peace, darling.
Okay, so nothing new. Let's go talk to the Aureus.
Now where is my Peppy? Did it sprout legs and run away? Ah, there it is.
Oh my.
Sorry, sir.
So let's go talk to the Captain Aureus.
Back again?
Let's discuss Jake's murder. In regards on the subject of Jake's corpse. I see, you've come to report a dead sheep. A heap of mutton that sailed into view upon your robbing the grave of a councillor. Lovely. Well, don't just stand there gawking like pup guppies. Hew yourself to Roberts, the mortician. If anyone buried a sheep, it obviously was him. In regards to Jake's wife, Esmeralda. Have you found out any incriminating evidence against her? If so, let's have it. On the subject of this letter. Like I said, the girl's known to be a flirt, but that sop of Ferrol doesn't have the mettle to commit murder, and as far as I'm concerned, neither has she.
Bye.
So let's go talk to the mortician again. Where was he? Here. So now we wait. Oh my, there they are. Slowly but surely they are coming. Very slowly. Jesus, they are taking a while. Okay. And now let's go talk to the mortician. Talking again.
Greetings.
So what's the bad news? Okay, again. About Jake's body. A sheep? That's a whole heap of nonsense. Don't bother me with such wild tales. I'll tell you what. You tell me the truth about the sheep and I won't bother burying you a long time. Okay, let's go with... Look, it's clear I'm only a few steps away from solving this mystery. If you don't tell me the truth, I'll simply find it another way. Why delay the inevitable? Okay. This is a really neat system for interrogation or conversations. Okay, great. I suppose you're right. At least if I tell you myself, you'll hear the proper account of things. I buried that blasted sheep, but I swear on my lucky left foot I had nothing to do with that body disappearing. One more minute it was on my slab, you see. I left the room for just a moment to answer the bell in the front parlour, and when I returned, the body was simply gone. In its place was a sack containing more gold coins than I could even count. The message was clear. Silence is golden. My business has been declining right alongside the rest of our blighted city, and that sack of gold was worth more than I made during one of the good years. I needed cash, and someone needed my silence. I knew I had to bury something or risk being found out, so that night I stole into the market and made off with Bertia's fattest sheep. It was a bloody waste to stick so much fine meat in the ground to rot, but it had to be done. The next day the pallbearers retrieved Jake's coffin, sealed to hide the body's terrible wounds, none the wiser that within the casket lay nothing more venerable than a slaughtered beast. Now, you can imagine I've spent more than my share of restless nights wondering who could have wanted that cadaver, and for what purpose. I am not an inch closer to imagining the why, but I've got few inklings as to who. As near as I can reckon, there are only 4 people that could have been involved. Mayor Cecil, Captain Aureus, Therolin's apprentice Evelyn, and Esmeralda. Why do you suspect Mayor Cecil? Plenty of us shopkeepers entrust the mayor with the spare keys to our business, you know, and he's the only person in town with a second copy of the key to mortuary. He could have used it to sidle in without a peep if he were so inclined. Why do you suspect Captain Aureus? Aureus himself paid me a visit the night the body was delivered, came rapping at my door in the frosty morning before the sun even started peeping, and told me to tell him, and only him, if I noticed anything strange or suspicious about the remains. Can't see why he'd bother to go through all that trouble unless he knew something the rest of us don't. Why do you suspect Evelyn? Eve, I know it sounds strange suspecting the doctor's apprentice or of something so ghoulish as this, but there's few in this city could manage to transport a corpse without raising eyebrows. It was she who delivered Jake's body from the inn to the mortuary, and there was something about her that night, some kind of excitement. Seemed she could barely contain her thoughts, that there was something thrilling about to happen. I can't quite settle it in my mind how a young medical professional could have such a strange reaction to an occasion such as that. This may or may not have anything to do with the whole rigmarole, but her master, Dr. Theliron, bought an old shack of mine, one overtaken by undead, for an exorbitant price considering what he was getting. I never did figure out what he wanted it for, but he sure seemed eager. Why do you suspect Esmeralda? I never saw a widow less distraught at the death of her husband, and I've seen hundreds pass through my parlor. It was she who rang my bell just before the body was snatched, lured me outside claiming she needed air, before discussing the funeral arrangements. Some accomplice could have sneaked in and grabbed the remains while I was comforting the oh-so-overcome Esmeralda. About the bag of gold you received for keeping quiet about Jake's body. That gold's the only thing to come of this blasted affair, and I certainly plan on making some use of it. Let's see. What should we go with? Surely Bersha, whose sheep you stole, deserves this money more than anyone. Hand over the gold so it can make its way to its rightful owner. Oh my. We're going to steal some gold from this poor man. This is kinda grim. I don't really care if we get the money or not, because I have a lot of money anyways, so... Well, that was simple. You know, I reckon Persia really didn't get a fair shake in all this, did she? Here, take the money and give it to her. Times are hard enough as they are.
Bye.
How much money did we actually get? 100. Okay. Oh, 150. So I reckon we should go and talk to Persia first. Huh. We should go and talk to everybody there. To go and talk to everybody who was there. But now first, let's go find Persia. There's Persia. Sauce hunters, aye. Right proper for finally getting a hand. Things in chaos. If you've got your, a favorite sheep, best to fry her up now before she gets thieved in the night like my dear plump Hagen, the finest in my herd. About your stolen sheep. That louse, did he even bother grilling a single luscious chop? I bet he wasted every last morsel. Captain Norris will have a thing or two to say about this.
Until we meet again.
Come on,
Okay. Well then, let's save the game. Talking is over. And this episode went on for a while, so I thank you for watching. Have a great day. Gunmoo out.